Hi, my name is Miguel Rayo, and this is my walkthrough of my creative test. Now, the first test that we have here is the illuminated object, which is an object that was illuminated using the flashlight of the phone. Now, the first question here is, where's the phone? Now, it's actually on the upper left corner, as you can see there. And the way that the light moves to these two objects, which is based off of the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building, respectively, um, it's actually made using a mirrored light tunnel that is located underneath the base. So, as you can see here, light moves from the phone flashlight into the light tunnel and it splits and it goes through the light tunnel again and illuminates these two objects. Now, both of these objects aren't actually made with like 3D printing or anything. It was actually made using a laser cutter where I split the building into different plates, then cut it out onto the laser cutter, then stuck them together. And that's how we get these two masses here. Now, this is actually the process that I take to make all of these. And first, obviously, it starts with sketches, trying to figure out your concept, and then prototyping. Prototyping is very important, especially for projects like these, because you wouldn't want to get to the final stages of the project and realize that none of these are actually working. None of these parts that you designed are working, and none of these mechanisms that you designed are actually working. So, prototype, prototype, prototype. And after that, I've decided on the two buildings, which are obviously, as I've said, the Empire State and the Chrysler Building. Then I sent them each into the laser cutter. As you can see there, those are all of the plates that came out. And then came time for assembly, where I fixed up all of the light tunnels, I gave it a cover, and I gave a slot for the phone to put in, just so that the communication is a bit easier. And finally, we're left with the item here. Now, next we move on to the second prompt, which was to create a animal domicile. Now, I called this the nest, but it was inspired by Kengo Kuma's exchange, which was located in Sydney Harbor. And I chose a cage because I feel like that would be the most fitting to a form, especially with the cylindrical design of the original building, which we will see in a bit. Now, I want to go through some of the features that I had here. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just like a cage for birds necessarily. Obviously, it still kind of is, but I wanted to at least provide them with a realistic space where a bird could actually live in, not just a place where it's designed to hold them and then they'll obviously want it out. So obviously, I put in some toys, I put in some places to stay in, and each of these pictures were taken with model birds because obviously with real birds it would be a lot harder to get them in pose and everything. But if you could get a real bird to work with it, then I think that would serve for much better pictures. But for now, I use the model birds for these. Now, on to the process. So once again, we start with sketches. We start with trying to figure out the concept itself. Then next, I went on to 3D model the whole thing, and I wanted to test it with cardboard parts. I don't show it here, but I just checked the cardboard parts to see if those tilted rings could fit on correctly and align together, which they did. And once that was correct, I sent them again to the laser cutter, and all of this was made using scrap wood from the wood workshop, which was why I was able to fill in with the theme of using recycled materials. As you can see with the parts here, this is used with recycled wood, branches, and other items. Then came the assembly of the structure. First, I aligned all of it together using some guide rods that I made for it, and then slotted everything in. And then finally, I put all of the final touches, including like the bird habitats, all of the food, and all of the places for them to stay. And that's what we got, the final product. And as you can see here on the left, that is the building it was based on, which is the Darling Exchange located in Sydney Harbor. So thank you very much. I really hope this could help anyone who is looking to learn more about the design process and more about the creative test here at UBC. Thank you.